Hello students, this is Amardeep Singh, your ICT teacher, and today we are going to start with a new chapter, Cascading Style Sheets. In this session, we'll discuss about static web pages, dynamic web pages, about DHTML and CSS. First, we'll discuss about a web page. A web page basically is a document running on internet that is stored on web server and download to web client machine on the client request. So we are having two types of web pages. One is static web page and second one is dynamic web page. First, we'll discuss about static web page. Static web page means a page that is unchanged or constant. In static web page, the contents of a web page remain same for all. That means a page that is having same contents for all the internet user, that is known as a static web page. For example, the login page of any website, etc. So for in a static web page, the contents of a web page are similar for every client. Then next we are having a dynamic web page. A dynamic web page is generated when a user requests for the page. Next we will discuss about DHTML. DHTML stands for Dynamic Hypertext Markup Language. Basically, DHTML is not a language like HTML, but it's a technology to develop a dynamic web page. It consists of following components. That means a DHTML is a combination of these four technologies, four components. First is HTML, then cascading style sheets, then scripting, then DOM, that is known as document object model. First, we'll discuss about HTML. As we know that HTML is a markup language used to design the structure of a web page. Next, we are having cascading style sheet, and present chapter is all about CSS, that is cascading style sheets. So, cascading style sheets are used to define style of an HTML tag. So, we'll discuss in detail in this chapter. Next, we are having scripting. Scripting is used to define the logic of a website. For example, we are having so many scripting languages like JavaScript, VBScript, etc. So that means if you want to add a program into a web page to make it a dynamic web page, then we can attach a scripting language with that web page to make that page a dynamic web page. Then next we are having document object model. DOM is also a part of scripting language, that is a part of all the scripting language. It enables a script to modify any HTML element during execution. If you want to make change in the state of any HTML element during the execution through the coding, then we are having a DOM, a document object model, that is an object-oriented approach to deal with a page. Next we'll discuss about cascading style sheets, that is known as CSS. CSS is a collection of style rules called styles that affects the visual appearance of a web page. CSS can change the default style of a tag also. So that means basically we have to understand what is a CSS and what is the purpose of CSS. CSS is used to define the default style of any tag. Whenever we are using a tag in HTML, then each and every tag in HTML is having a default style. And next we'll discuss about the advantages of using CSS. First advantage is that CSS saves time. According to this, you can write CSS once and then attach the same style sheet to multiple web pages. It will save the time to define style for each and every element of a page again and again. That means we can create a single style sheet and attach that style sheet to all the pages of a website, and complete website will inherit those styles defined inside that style sheet, a single style sheet, and it will save the time. Then next we are having page download faster. That means if you are using CSS, you are not required to write HTML tag attribute every time. As we discussed in previous slide, that style sheets are here to replace the use of attributes. So instead of using attribute each time when you will define a tag, you can create a style sheet, and with the help of that style sheet, it will save the downloading time of a page each time, because we are not here to define attributes each time in a page. Then next we are having easy maintenance. To make a global change, you need to make change in the style sheet, and all the elements in the web page will be updated automatically. That means if you want to make change, if you will make any single change in the shared style sheet, then that change will be applied to all the web pages in that website. So it's easy to make changes in the global style of all the web pages of a website. The next we are having superior style of HTML. CSS has much wider range of attributes and properties than HTML attributes. That means CSS supports so many properties as compared to attributes. We can apply so many different types of style by using style sheets instead of, because in HTML we were having a limited set of attributes only, but in style sheets we are having a wide variety of styles we can define. Then next we are having multiple device compatibility. That means style sheets allow a web page to be optimized for more than one type of devices using CSS. The same HTML document can be presented in different viewing style for different device such as desktop, PDA, and cell phones also. So that means CSS styles can be applied, uh, uh, can be presented in different type of hardware devices like laptops, computers, PDAs, like mobile phones, etc. Then next we are having global web standard. Various HTML attributes are deprecated nowadays. Deprecated means outdated or removed from HTML. So presently HTML attributes are removed from HTML. So, and style sheet properties replace those attributes. Therefore, it is recommended you to use CSS, because CSS begins uh, designs are flexible and compatible with all web browsers. That means presently attributes are being replaced by CSS. So it's better to opt CSS style instead of using attributes. Offline browsing. CSS can store web application locally with the help of an offline cache, which ensures a faster loading and better overall performance of a website. Using this, you can view the offline website. Offline website means whenever you will, your browser will save the frequently visited pages on your system. That is, those pages are known as offline pages, and that by using offline web pages, it will be much faster access to those pages. Those are available as offline on your system. Next we will discuss about disadvantages of using CSS. Inconsistent browser support. That means the CSS properties and CSS styles are browser dependent. In some browsers, same style will display in different style, and same style in another browser will display in different style. And even some of the properties are browser dependent also. That means the problem of support. Some browsers are not supporting some specific features of CSS also. The next, restricted background per element. That means with CSS you cannot specify more than one background image for each element. That means according to this restriction, or you can say a disadvantage, we can specify only one background image for one element. We can't define multiple background images for a single element. Next, we are having a lack of variables. CSS is not designed as a programming language. So actually CSS is a style language, not a programming language like C, C++ or Java. So that means in CSS we can't declare variables, we can't define logic or some logical statements like if, else, for, while, do, while. So that can also be a disadvantage of using CSS. The next disadvantage is security threat. Since CSS is an open text-based system, that means we can define a CSS styles as a text inside a notepad or any text editor. So anybody can access that CSS file and use that same style, or you can read the data from that file. So that is the security threat for a CSS file. And next, vertical control limitation. That means in CSS, vertical limitation and column declaration may be problematic. For example, if you want to define a design in a column form with the multiple column, then as a designer, as a code writer, you may face so many complications to create a column, a view with a columns. But even after these disadvantages, CSS is having an important role in web designing. And without CSS, you cannot imagine to develop or design a single website presently. So that's all about CSS, static or dynamic web pages, advantages and disadvantages of using CSS. In next lectures, we will discuss about how to use CSS, how to define different styles in CSS, etc. If you are having any kind of doubt, then feel free to contact me. Thank you very much.